Welcome to Daily Meditation with Sangha Live.
So welcome to our practice together. So for me, it's a real joy and a privilege to be with you here at this point where we practice, where we bring together our experience and our awareness in the world and in community with each other. In the context of a world that is very beautiful and that sustains us, the earth, and a world that is also very troubling. With the election in the States, the devastation in Gaza and the West Bank, and in Ukraine, and the climate crisis, the ecological crisis. And for me, practice is part of living this paradox that the world is both beautiful and terrible, and that we are part of the picture, not passive, but part of this vast web of interdependence, part of the earth, made of the earth, and able to take part. So practicing together not to escape, not to achieve some kind of impossible neutrality emotionally or psychologically, but to be able to engage from a place of wise response and appropriate action. With both the beauty and the trouble. And so, because the world is both beautiful and terrible, as we practice, things can come up that might put us off balance, or things I say might put you off balance. And as ever, please use your discernment. Please trust yourself. Please ask questions. Please give your thoughts and shares in the chat or the Q&A. And please take care of yourselves as we take care of each other. So the theme this week I've been speaking about is warm solitude, beautiful nature. On Monday, I spoke about leaving one another alone in a kind of warm solitude, supportive spaciousness, a bit like we can find on retreat. And then yesterday, talking about different ways we can leave ourselves alone, especially our present moment engaging self, how we can leave that self alone to engage in practice in a supportive solitude. Perhaps by warmly requesting that other selves and other voices make themselves comfortable and have a rest for a bit while we're practicing. And then on Tuesday, I spoke about woodlands and the beauty of nature and how our shared histories of cohabitation on the earth, people and trees can be a source of Dhamma reflection and insight. And I'll pick that up a bit again today. Returning to the beauty of nature, the ways the earth is in us, and we are fundamentally made of the earth with no separation. And how we can use this interconnected nature this fact of interconnection. We can feel into that to make contact with the earth in us and with us and supporting us. And to make that contact really be a two-way process or a multi-way process. That we can not only speak to the earth, but also listen. I was on retreat recently with Lama Rod Owens, who some of you may know. He's a wonderful teacher from the States in the Tibetan tradition, and also a queer Black man from the States. And he is now kind of coming over a couple of times a year to do retreats here. And this was the first time that community had been in this new retreat center. I mean, it's not new, but it was new for us. And it's near Glastonbury. I don't know if any of you are near Glastonbury. And it's a very, very beautiful place, a village called Compton Dundon. And there's lots of really amazing trees and hills and old Neolithic forts and burial mounds. And, it's a land that has a lot of magic in it. In the churchyard there is a yew tree that's 1,800 years old and still growing. It's absolutely massive, even though part of it is mostly hollow. A bit like the Bodhi tree. Bodhi trees tend to be hollow, actually. I never thought about that. So it was amazing to visit that tree, which, obviously far predates the church itself. And there was also a tree circle. So they've planted a circle of trees, and each tree is a different species. And there's 13 of them because it's one for each of the pagan months of the year, of which there are 13, I learned. And they're very carefully arranged. Each, there's a tree for the north, and there's a tree for this month, there's a tree for the south, there's a tree for every part of the year. And in each month, that particular tree will do something, whether it's produce pollen or produce fruit, or that's the month for that tree's activity in this calendar. And right in the center of the circle is the crossing of two ley lines. That was a very amazing place to be, called the Earth Spirit Center. And I sat there with, I think, a poplar tree, relatively mature poplar tree, although some of the trees in the circle are relatively young. Anyway, while we were there, Lama Rod talked a lot about the earth and the land, and how we are part of the land, as I was saying, and different ways to engage, both by sharing our feelings and by really listening. And so in today's meditation, which will be a little bit more guided than so far this week, I'm going to bring a kind of a flavor of that in. Some of the things that Lama Rod talked about, I'll be kind of sharing a little bit with you. So with all that in mind, let us settle for practice. Please make any movements you like. Stretches, wriggles, yawns, shaking. Any kind of touch that you find helpful as you settle. And then whether you're standing or lying or in any other position, allowing your weight to fall through your body and meet the earth. Meeting your support in your legs or your seat or wherever you're making contact with support. And feeling the reciprocal support of the earth underneath whatever you're sitting on, the floor, carpet, and then wood, and then concrete, and then the ground in my case. Allowing your weight to fall down and be met by the support of the earth. And just perhaps experiment a little bit with trusting that support. What would it be like to trust that support a little more? Maybe 5%, maybe 10%. You're really going to be held. Gravity is not going to let you go. Already in relationship with the earth because of gravity. There's no need to brace. Or to do any work. Let go into this relationship of trust simply through sitting or being in relationship with the earth through this experience of gravity and our weight, our bodies, which are themselves made from the earth. And as you release into this trust, perhaps there's some softening that can happen. Any area of your body that may be bracing or holding on or working that doesn't really need to work like that right now. Maybe 5% softer, 5% more letting go, unclenching. And a couple of slightly deeper breaths, sigh, releasing, unclenching, accepting support. Sighing out and allowing the front of your body to become a little bit softer. Whether that's your brow, muscles in your face or neck, your throat, root of your tongue, the front of your chest, the stomach. Can they broaden and soften? Can your body be round and full like the earth? And then making contact with the places in your body that are in that supporting relationship most directly, where you can feel the contact. Coming into contact with that contact, the sensations. Perhaps in your feet. Allowing your consciousness, your awareness to soak in to the experience in your feet. And then in your own time, moving up over the next 2 or 3 minutes, maybe, gently moving through your body with your awareness from your feet up to the top of your head, taking your own route, your own pace. Just checking in, seeing what's going on with a gentle attitude of curiosity and warmth. Almost like you're walking around your building where you live, maybe, or the few buildings around where you live. Just checking in with your neighbors, just hi, seeing what's going on. Each part of your body going from your ground, your feet up to your head and the sky. If you've reached the top of your head already, feel free to go again and sweep up from the feet to the top of your head, through your whole body. Another minute or so for anyone who's working upwards still. And then perhaps we can all meet at the top of our heads. The place perhaps nearest the sky, or frequently nearest the sky if it isn't right now. And bringing an attitude of friendly appreciation and also a little bit of curiosity. Greeting the top of our heads, entering the experience there, spending some time directing some friendly appreciation to this area, and also asking if there's anything that we should listen to, or rather just pausing and listening. There isn't really a direct question. Sharing warm appreciation and pausing for a minute to see if anything is there for us to hear from the top of our heads. So kind of a receptive warmth. And then moving down, we're going to take a body scan from the top to the toes with this idea of checking in with warmth and friendliness, curiosity, and then pausing for a minute to see what the response is from that part of our experience, of our earth-made body. So moving down to the sides of our head. Say hello and listen. And then your face. And the center of your head, your brain, all the muscles and all the fluids and all of the amazing hormonal and electrical activity going on in there. What's it like to feel your brain? And then listen. And then the back of your head, moving to the back of your neck. In the front of your neck, your throat, a little bit inside your mouth if you've not already gone there. Just roaming around with your awareness, checking in, seeing what's going on and then pausing. in a receptive space, simply to listen. And then the center of your neck, you're all inside, and moving down to your shoulders. And then moving down one arm, all the outside, the inside, muscles, bones, tendons. Allowing your awareness to soak into your experience. And your experience to soak into your awareness. And then listen. And moving down that arm, the elbow and forearm. The wrist and the hand. The palm, the thumb, and each finger. Outside and in. What's going on? What's really going on? And listen. Moving to your other hand. Same thing. And your wrist and forearm on that side. And if you can, allowing it to be a relaxed, gentle, warm curiosity. Making sure your breath is still flowing. We're not studying. We're kind of walking alongside. Curious, like you're walking along a beach with a good friend. You really care. What's going on? Accompanying your elbow now. And then moving up through the upper part of that arm. And then your chest. Front and back. And in the middle. Breathing with that part of your body. Breathing into it. Breathing into your breathing. appreciation, and curiosity, and then pausing to see what comes back, if anything. Might be words, might be a sensation, might be a sense of a feeling. It might be a warm silence. We're cultivating an air of receptivity. Something may or may not emerge into that space. Moving down your spine. And your abdomen, all your organs, everything inside there, the belly. And the lower back, from the outside, and the stomach, from the outside and round the sides. And if you like, placing a hand where your awareness is going. Allowing for that reciprocity of warmth. And the attitude of care that simple placing of a hand can engender. Oh, let it soften. Let it be loved. Let it speak. It wants to. You're listening. So beautiful to nurture a relationship, which is already there. Exploring it. Moving down now to your hips, your buttocks, whole pelvic bowl and groin. Having a wander around, checking in appreciatively, saying hi. How's it going? And some parts may be really ready to be in relationship, and some may be a bit shy or unused to this level of warm attention. But just being there and listening. And then our hip joints. And moving down one leg, the thigh of one leg. bone, muscle, tendon, skin, blood, lymph, nerves, down to the knee, cartilage, fascia, joint fluid, hair, and then the other thigh, same. And the knee on that side. And then the lower part of the leg. In my case, is again in contact with the earth. Roaming around, checking in with appreciation, care, and curiosity. And the lower part of the other leg, the same. And then your feet. Resting your awareness in your feet. Seeing how your feet are today and what they might have to say. And then allowing this field of awareness to expand to your whole body. So asking, what's happening? Making contact with what's really going on. The body as a whole, this body that is made from the earth. Quite literally. When the earth formed 4,500 million years ago, those were the atoms that were available in that miracle of the earth's formation. And those are your atoms. The very same. Been through this journey of planet formation. And then many millions of years later, the beginnings of life and evolution all through that whole tree, well, web really, and all of its different stages and phases. Same atoms. Your atoms. Been through the bodies, all of the amoebas and plants, the earliest mammals, endlessly participating in this dance of life, which itself is the earth and part of the earth. So now, reflecting on all of that, reaching with your awareness down into the earth. Your earth, the earth as our body, atoms that we're just not using right now, part of this whole dance, and pouring your gratitude and warmth and curiosity and love for the earth down, pouring it down. The earth can take it. Allowing yourself to be in contact with this beautiful source of everything that we are. And then, of course, listening to see what comes back. Pouring your gratitude and love down. Listening.
Today's podcast is an offering to you from our archive of freely available live daily classes. We make wisdom teachings and meditations as freely available as possible to as many people as wish to practice. You can help ensure we can continue to support a worldwide Sangha by leaving a review wherever you get your podcasts, by sharing this with someone who'd be interested, and by offering a small financial support at sangha.live/donate.